His step-back threes defy gravity and expectation.
Against Harden, Doncic lines it up. It goes! He is that guy!
His highlight-worthy passes thread the needle where no gap seems to exist.
Through the legs of Taurean Prince, Minnesota had Luka contained.
And then there's these insane circus shots that just blow our minds.
In the line. Let's see if he got it off in time. Watch the foot. Oh yeah, that's a three, and he got it away in time. That's good.
His name, Luka Doncic. His game, well, something out of a basketball fanatic's wildest dream. Critics might debate the line between confidence and arrogance, but for Luka, that line is as blurred as his quick step back before he sinks a three in your face. Even in the heat of a playoff battle, his shots seem to echo the playgrounds. Carefree, audacious, and seemingly impossible. But while we're all busy being amazed, one man saw this coming long before the rest of us caught on. Years ago, Allen Iverson predicted this rise. And now, as we witness Luka's rise into basketball immortality, we're all coming to realize Iverson was right. As we've seen Doncic carve through playoff series after series, the question isn't just about his skill on the court. It's now about his seat at the table with the all-time NBA greats. Luka has led the Mavericks past tough opponents like a loaded LA Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. And then next it was OKC with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then came the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series that many thought would really test his abilities. Luka not only rose to the occasion, he defined it, propelling the Mavs to a near sweep with a commanding 4-1 series win. His leadership and basketball brilliance earned him the Western Conference Finals MVP, but the accolades and the numbers only tell part of the story. Right now, the basketball world is buzzing with a pivotal question. Is Luka Doncic the next face of the league? Is he right now the best player in the world? This season, he was not just the league's leading scorer, he evolved his entire game. His defense, once kind of a legit criticism, has improved dramatically. Against the Timberwolves, Luka faced every defensive scheme imaginable. Zone, double team, you name it. But he destroyed each one, adapting and overcoming in real time. But perhaps what sets him apart is his unparalleled skill as a lob passer. However, the final accolade, the NBA championship, remains just beyond his grasp. But now, with the Mavs heading to the finals, this could very well change. And here's something to ponder. Despite this potentially being his worst postseason statistically, Luka's impact has never been more pronounced. Yeah, averaging 28.8 points per game would be a career high for most players, but for Luka, it's a dip from his usual postseason brilliance. His shooting efficiency, too, has seen a slight decline, with his field goal and three-point percentages hitting playoff lows of 43.8% and 34.3% respectively. But let's dive deeper beyond the numbers. Luka isn't just battling opponents on the court. He is contending with adversity in the form of multiple leg injuries too. And the defenses he's been facing have been among the top 5 in the league. And his explosive stats might not show it, but Doncic has refined his game in subtle yet really critical ways. His decision-making, his ability to read defenses, and his leadership under pressure have all seen improvements. And it's these nuances that often go unnoticed in the shadow of more glamorous statistics. But you know someone who did notice? Allen Iverson, the iconic player himself. He recognized something special in Luka very early on. But before we get into what AI said about Luka, meet today's video sponsor, OddsJam, your ultimate ally in the world of data-driven wagering. With over 260 sportsbooks under its belt, OddsJam is the go-to platform for savvy bettors. Here's how it works. OddsJam's arbitrage tool scans the market in real time, spotting differences in betting lines across various sportsbooks. This means you can lock in risk-free profits by betting on both sides of the market. But that's not all. OddsJam also provides a positive EV calculator to optimize your bets and a handy bet tracker to monitor your profits. By using OddsJam, you're not just betting smarter, you're betting responsibly for long-term profitability. And here's the kicker, they offer a 7-day free trial. Ready to give it a shot? Use code UNLIMITED for a 35% discount on your first month. Secure your bets with confidence, make informed decisions with OddsJam. All right, back to the video. On Shaquille O'Neal's The Big Podcast, when prompted to name a young NBA player who reminded him of his own style, Iverson's answer was clear and somewhat unexpected for many.
Everybody say Ja. Let me talk about this guy. What the hell is wrong with Luka? I'm talking about his style mixed in with the street ball. Yeah, he played the way he played. No, he plays like a black guy. He got swag.
Tell
Man,
me-
he's so cool out there. I mean, everything's just slow. I mean, just major moves, and then wet ball. I mean, he shoot the blood out of that thing.
Since being drafted 3rd overall in 2018, Luka has shattered expectations. Rookie of the Year in 2019, continuous appearances on the All-Star and All-NBA first teams, and just an overall record breaker for all youngest to do feats in the league. However, there is an intriguing contrast in the careers of Iverson and Doncic. In 2001, Iverson was crowned NBA MVP, something Luka is still striving for. Despite his sensational play and consistent top 6 MVP finishes since his sophomore year, and even though he's still very young, the Mavericks team performance has often fallen short of solidifying his greatness. But despite that, Iverson's praise continued beyond just podcasts. During an appearance on Showtime Basketball's Headliners with Rachel Nichols, AI reiterated his high regard for Luka, envisioning a dynamic duo that the NBA never got to see. Iverson said,
One of the days where I would want it to be Luka, because he's a big point guard. Yeah. I can still play the 2. Yeah. He can guard the 2. I guard the 1. You know what I mean? And I think it'll just be deadly.
Now, for basketball purists, the thought of pairing a young Allen Iverson with today's Luka Doncic is nothing short of mesmerizing. Just imagine AI and Luka absolutely cooking opponents with an almost poetic grace. AI, the fearless leader of the 2001 Philadelphia 76ers, a man who took his team to the NBA Finals almost single-handedly, facing off against the legendary duo of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. And on the other side, Luka and the Dallas Mavericks, who today find their strength in the dynamic duo with him and Kyrie, demonstrating the game-changing potential of a dominant backcourt. AI envisioned himself alongside Doncic, a partnership that could have reshaped his role. With Luka's exceptional vision and passing, Iverson could have zeroed in on what he did best, unleashing his scoring ability without the constant playmaking burden. But what if we transported Luka to the 90s and 2006ers, or inserted a peak Iverson in today's Mavericks lineup? The thought alone creates images of one of the most formidable backcourts in NBA history, seamlessly blending Iverson's relentless scoring with Luka's brilliant playmaking. And while their defensive abilities have often been under scrutiny, their offensive output is undeniable. Though Luka has silenced critics this season with obvious improvements on defense. And while Iverson was never hailed as an elite defender, much like Luka in his early years, they both have demonstrated a capacity to impact games far beyond their defensive stats, leading with courage and unrelenting spirit. The synergy between Iverson's elite scoring ability and Luka's calculated court vision could have been a spectacle, an offensive piece of art, maybe even surpassing the current chemistry between Luka and Kyrie. When the Dallas Mavericks made the bold move to trade for Kyrie Irving, skepticism echoed through the NBA community. Many, including myself, doubted the chemistry that could emerge between superstars known for their need to control the ball. But a little over a year later, it's pretty clear we were wrong. Kyrie is not only integrated into the Mavericks system, but he has thrived. And the entire Dallas offense has elevated with him on the court. Whether he's alongside Luka or leading the lineup solo, his adaptation to the Mavericks' dynamics has been seamless, adjusting his game without compromising his exceptional skill set. Irving's understanding of his role and his adjustments on the court have complemented Luka's playmaking and scoring perfectly, crafting a backcourt duo that is as exciting as it is effective. But the Mavericks didn't stop at acquiring Irving. At the trade deadline, they improved their lineup significantly, adding 2 pivotal role players, PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, both of whom have excelled far beyond their previous stint with other teams. A testament likely to the elevated play that comes from sharing the court with talents like Luka and Kyrie. Furthermore, the Mavericks landed a promising young star in rookie center Derek Lively, selected with the 12th pick in the draft. And Lively's addition has only strengthened a squad poised for a deep playoff run, providing Dallas with that versatile and dynamic presence in the paint every team needs. And Luka has masterfully maximized the potential of the roster around him. The circumstances this season have indeed aligned perfectly for him. much like they did for Jokic and Antetokounmpo in their championship-winning campaigns. But it is hard to deny that he has been dealt a pretty strong hand this year. With a nice roster and an amazing partnership with Kyrie, the Mavericks have all the ingredients for success. And as the era of basketball greats like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry is coming to an end, the question of who will rise as the next icon of the NBA has everyone trying to make their pick. In an interview with ESPN, Iverson did not hesitate to crown his pick for the next face of the league. Perkins asked AI who the next face of the NBA is, and he said,
"Man, Luka is crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
His skill set is it's ridiculous, man. I mean, Perk, man, this guy's scoring 70, man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
It's so wide open."
This season, Luka has been unstoppable, making a pretty undeniable case that he could very well be the next face of the league. Iverson himself highlighted Luka's 73-point game as a prime example of his exceptional ability. But even in the middle of Luka's rise, not all were quick to crown his performances without scrutiny. Leading the charge was, of course, Stephen A. Smith, who attributed Luka's success more to the Hawks' lackluster defense than to Luka's undeniable skill.
Mike, let's not go overboard with this. The fans want this? No, the league wanted it. Did you see that? I mean, that was a layup. The Atlanta Hawks, no wonder why y'all stink. Did you see how they played defense last night? I mean, this is not Joel Embiid who played Billy Ball because you know what, you have a thin Victor Wembanyama on you. We understand that. We expect that.
But these critics have not dimmed Luka's undeniable impact on the court. His ability to dominate games has made him a favorite among fans and a feared opponent among players. And as the spotlight intensifies, other voices in the basketball community are championing his potential legacy. Paul Pierce, speaking on Undisputed, did not hold back.
He's making a case. I think a couple guys are making a case. I think Tatum's in there too. But I will tell you this. If Luka wins the chip, he gets Finals MVP, he no doubt will be the best player in the league. Not only will he be the best player in the league, he'll be crowned the best player in the league. I'll give him face of the league.
Okay.
This is what can happen this year.
These kind of endorsements suggest that Luka's journey to becoming the face of the NBA isn't just about skill, but about seizing moments that define your career. The respect for Luka's game reaches even the greatest, too, with LeBron James himself weighing in on the challenge of containing players of Luka's caliber. On his podcast, LeBron expressed this.
It has to come to a point, it's like, what are we willing to give up? Not what are we willing to stop. You can't stop great guys. You can't stop great players. You just hope they miss. But what are we willing to give up? And then you have to just tip your head. Like, these scoring outputs is insane. I wish I was back in like 2012 right now.
With the young legs, with the young tires. Young tires. Yeah.
At the tender age of 25, Luka is shaping his future to put his name among the greats. But for all his early achievements, winning an NBA championship will represent a crucial part of his legacy, a chance to transform his potential into undeniable greatness. However, the path to glory is being guarded by amazing opponents. You got the Boston Celtics, with the best record in the NBA and a dominant playoff run, losing just 2 games. Led by Tatum and Brown, the Celtics have showcased their dominance, and the Mavs face a tough task ahead. But it's in this ultimate test where Luka, alongside his co-star Kyrie, have the opportunity to solidify their claim as perhaps the best backcourt in NBA history. And as he steps onto the grand stage of the NBA Finals, the eyes of the world are fixed on him, not just as a player, but as a potential icon for the next generation. With the championship within reach, the series could be more than just a battle for the title. It could be the dawn of a new era in basketball history, marked by the rise of Luka Doncic. All right, that's it for this one. Let us know what you thought down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share the episode if you enjoyed it. And we thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.